Good morning. I'll go over all pairs this morning that have developed or that I'm trading or looking to get into. Um, Anything that hasn't developed from the weekend, I will leave. So starting with dollar yen, this is still looking good for a buy, probably into today. Yellen testifies this afternoon in European time, GMT time, I think about 3 in the afternoon. For 2 days, so expect some dollar movements. Regarding dollar yen, there was a 5-wave advance. We've had a 3-wave move here, a 3-wave move up, and we appear to be in C of a correction, which may turn into 5 waves. I'm looking at a level just sub 113, 50% of the advance. Anywhere here would be good for a turn. I would prefer not to see a shallow move. Usually for wave 2, you get a deeper type of correction, but we'll see what appears. I took this trade yesterday from the shooting star, which tends to work in downtrends. The importance of a lot of these candles like shooting stars, hammers, engulfing candles is the context in which they appear. If you get a candle like this in a downtrend following a corrective move, it will tend to work. If you get this type of candle in a bullish move, it will probably fail. So the context on these candles is everything, really. There is also a trend line here which was broken, but frankly I'm not going to use this as it has only one interactive point in the past. Usually for these things you need 2 or 3 or 4 interactions for them to be relevant, so I'll leave that out. So any further decline today, as long as it remains corrective, I'll be looking to buy this. As I've been over a few times now, I'm looking at this as wave 4 on the daily into 38.2 of 3. So an advance above 118. I do not see this breaking down now. At the moment, all the proof is to the upside, so we'll stay with that and hope to see it advance further. Australia and New Zealand, my favorite pair, again not correcting. Again, the 8 EMA is holding this on the 4-hour. And when the 8 EMA on the daily comes towards 600, it probably will not go below that. So if you see a 3-wave correction, I would look to enter into it. Just to take the 4-hour as it's shown right now, I think we are at the end of this wave, which I would mark as 3. We had a 5-wave advance for 1, a 3-wave steep correction for 2, and from the low, we had a leading diagonal for 1, 2, and then wave 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a flat for 4 of this wave, and now a new high for what I would mark as 3. Now there are 2 possibilities on a correction. We may see a correction, a 4th wave correction, so 1, 2, this is 3, 4, and 5, and then a bigger correction, or because it's so bullish, we could simply see a 1, 2, 1, 2 combo, which will simply propel this towards 110. So 1, 2, 1, 2, and rather than that being 4, it would actually be another 2 and simply a very strong wave up on the daily, above 110 probably, towards 110. That's actually the preferred look given the whole lengthy correction here. In any case, 106 will probably hold, 105.70 otherwise, but we'll see what happens today into this. Following up Aussie US from yesterday, we did not see the pop from the try. We had a 3-wave burst out, a 3-wave correction, so we may be looking at a leading ending diagonal out of it. It is not clear yet. It needs more development. Something like this possibly. We will see. If we get a series of 3s, I'll look for it as an ending diagonal for a collapse, which would come at the end of today probably, judging by this development. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. I'm not bullish on this. The time to be bullish on this move was here at horizontal support with divergence on the 4-hour. After it's come, 500 points, maybe there's a feeling of remaining bullish, but you're in a supply zone after a long move. This is the point to be bearish, especially following a corrective structure of 3 waves, which matches 3 waves, which matches 3 waves here. Different styles, same structure, same manner, really. The underlying form hasn't changed. So let's see how that develops today. There's nothing bearish about it yet. New Zealand US dollar. I was counting this, I was counting this as 5. There may be some development into this as 5. I don't have clarity on this yet. So just wait and see. There may be a ED here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. It's not clear to me yet, so if I don't have an edge, I'm not going to deal with it as there are too many good pairs, and just wait until there's some clarity further. Pound Canadian dollar, still correcting further for what I would label as Y. It does not have to hold this lower trend line. There are a couple interacting points it probably will. It may stay above it, may break below. A break below would be excellent, actually, as it will give a more bearish look. But in any case, it remains corrective, and a bullish edge remains on this pair, which would be a very good trade if it continues to correct to this point, forms some type of base. The upside is still strong on this pair. Pound New Zealand, it's not clear at the moment if this is 5 and we're correcting, or if this is 3, one more high in a correction, or even if that's all of the correction of 5. So that's not clear. I can count this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. From the low, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4. So one more high will give us 5, and that could be wave 5 of 1. A correction which would tie in with pound Canadian dollar, and then a move up further. Sticking with pound pairs, pound dollar, it's still not clear. This does not look impulsive. I was holding this as 1 3-wave correction. Could also be ABC, so you have A here, 3-wave move, one more down towards 1, 2, 3 for B, and then a move up in C for the larger 4, which would still see us to 1, 2, 8, 1, 3, 0 probably. So this pair maintains a bullish edge. Anywhere towards 1, 2, 8 or above, and then probably another decline afterwards. Euro New Zealand dollar looks good for a trade. Question is, at what point? We had a 5-wave advance. On the 1 hour, we had a correction into yesterday, what I will mark as W. At the moment, I'm holding this move as X, and probably one more down, hopefully towards the 50 level. This up move yesterday was interesting because initially I was reading it as 5 waves. This segment here to right there, I was marking this as 5 waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but the further development on it has given me the impression that it's only a series of 3s, because if you look at this first segment, is one strong move which looks like 3, 1, 2, 3. You may be able to make a case that that's a 4 with a 5, but still that would be one whole move. So if you take this as one move as a 3, there's a 3-wave correction. This looks like one move, correction, and one more thrust. So it looks like 2 3s, so we'll put it as an X, and we'll see another move down, hopefully, towards sub 147, basically. Again, this trend line here is, it has only one price interactive point. I don't care if it breaks, it's only as a guide. The whole structure overall is what's important. See, the lower the move, the lower the correction rather, the better. So for now, this maintains a bullish edge. I won't be buying it if we don't see a new low. Maybe on a breakout, but it's not what I like to do alone to have a breakout trade. There needs to be more than just breaking a line if you're trading waves anyway. US dollar, Canadian dollar. We had a flag here. I was hoping for one more up move, which didn't materialize. So at the moment, it's bearish. It remains bearish. There's no reason to look for upside on this pair. Yellen speaks today, so we'll probably see it puke further. There is the idea still that this could be an X wave of a further correction for 2 of 3 up to here, but I'm not looking for it. My preferred look is to continue down to 129 or sub there with a correction into the end of the month and then a collapse. I did see another Elliottian propose further upside in this pair, counting it as 1 here and a 3-wave correction WXY, and then 3-wave correction here, and then another up move to say 138 or so to the 61.8 level. I don't agree with this. It's certainly possible, but there's no proof for it. At the moment, all the proof is to the downside. There are a few things in this. We have an impulse and a second impulse here. Maybe we'll develop a third impulse here, which would work well for a leading diagonal. So the downward development is to the downside. Another thing is the whole time element in this. This down move took approximately, I think, under 5 months, so mid-January. 4 months for this down move. This correction sideways, well, it's gone on, what, 7 months or so, 8 months. To have a 3-way move here, a 3-way move again, and then a sharp move up, it's possible, but it would make it look really ridiculous. And in addition to structure, shape and time are important in these things, and I would still mark this as complete. For now, all the proof is down, and there is no proof for further upside. If you eliminate your own directional bias, which we all have, but we can try to minimize based on price movement, the proof is to the downside for now. So stick with this, see how it develops further, and take it from there, basically. I mean, the leading diagonal structure on this is simple to read, simple to analyze. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be simple to trade, though I've already formulated the plan for that. Euro Canadian dollar remains down. I don't have it labeled. Euro yen. This could be labeled as 5 waves. It's ugly, but it's possible. And you see a 3-wave correction now below this last level. And if it turns up from there, then it's bullish. The whole structure on the 4-hour, similar to dollar yen, it hit a 38.2 level for 4. It's still channeling. There. Dogs barking. So it's still channeling, so could see another upside, more upside here. I mean, it's possible to throw in a leading diagonal on 1 hour, 2, 3, 4, 5. Large correction, preferably sub towards 120, anywhere below here, frankly. It's ugly. It's not clear to me, but upside remains for now on this pair. There are better pairs than this too to read. Aussie yen not doing, metals not doing. So I think that's it. So the pairs to trade: Aussie dollar on further development, dollar yen further development, though this one is clear to me at the moment, and euro New Zealand and a few others to wait for. Okay, so that's all. Thank you and good luck today.